world tour. The weather started getting rough, the mighty ship was lost. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle. With Gilligan, the skipper too. Millionaire,
the movie star,
Professor and
Marianne.
Hero Gilligan style.
This is KHON Honolulu. In local news, the SS Minnow, a small charter boat, has been lost in a sudden storm. With Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor, and Marianne. The Minnow is long overdue, and the Navy is conducting a sea and air search.
Did you hear that, folks? They started a sea and air search.
Oh, we've got to do something, Skipper. Let's send an SOS. Let's send an SOS. How do you spell SOS?
Why don't we call the auto club?
Yes, I understand they send roadside assistance.
Oh, I'm sorry, folks. We won't be calling anybody. The transmitter broke when the Minnow wrecked.
Oh, what if they don't find us forever and forever?
Oh, well, my hair will be a mess.
Hey, good news, everybody.
You hear that, Lovey? Good news.
Oh, Professor, the Howells love good news.
Well, I fixed the transmitter. I was able to activate it by charging the battery with salt water and the loose change from my pocket. See, the difference in ionic structure between the copper and the pennies, silver and the dimes sets up a valence transfer. So now we can send an SOS. Get rescue from the island! Way to go, Professor! No!
Shipwreck without a clue to our location. We don't know our latitude or longitude, or even where we are. Shipwreck analyze all the information. Let's look around, explore the land.
Walk on, Sam.
Have Charles bring round the car.
Would there be danger? What are the chances? Hours to hours, packing kids. Only to overact, but a shipwreck wasn't in my contract.
Who would have expected that we would be shipwrecked?
Oh, don't blame yourself, Skipper.
No, I'm not. I'm blaming you. It's your fault, the shipwreck.
I did just what you told me, Skipper. Followed your orders to a T. Batten down the hatches, man the pumps, and lash the wheels, what you said to me. Or did you say lash the pump, wheel the match, catch the man, stump the pin, go down the hatch?
Gilligan, you're the biggest knucklehead I've ever known. Everywhere you go is declared a danger zone. Drop the hawser from the bow, get the oars into my bow. You're one of a kind, little buddy.
Drop the oars and bow the howser.
You're a disaster causer.
Let's tie the oars, take a bow, and drop the drawers.
You're a human hurricane, always driving me insane. You're one of a kind, little buddy.
Tell me, Skipper, where'd you get this second-rate first name?
In the Navy we sailed over the ocean. Then he saved my life one day and put me in his debt. I made a promise that could not be broken, to take him on as first mate. How could there be a worse fate? I'm paying for it yet. Since that day I've had no rest. He always puts me to the test. You're one of a kind. You drive me out of my mind. You're one of a kind, little buddy. Shipwreck, shipwreck, shipwreck.
Well, at least the side is pretty. Not a more ships to be found.
Go back around.
It's not before a star.
I must get back to the university
This year's harvest will never wait
before my test tubes all corrode.
and before the cows explode.
We're shipwrecked until we can be rescued. We're stuck with one another, and it's not the vacation that we planned. Fate has dealt another hand. We're stuck here where we are.
At least we're not gonna starve. There's plenty of fish in the ocean and lots of bananas and pineapples and coconuts. There's plenty of food. plenty of food. Plenty of food? Oh, we can't eat the fruit from these banyan trees. Dr. Hidalgo says it's poisonous. We can't drink the water from the Sulami River. It's contaminated. Instead, we're condemned to die here. Our bodies decaying as the buzzards pick at our bones. Oh, the speech was from a picture I did. Oh, thank you. It was called Jungle Rot.
I've never heard of jungle rot.
Well, that wasn't the title. That's what the critics called it.
Thank you, Ginger. Now hear this. Our first order of business should be to build huts for shelter.
Now see here, my good man. Who put you in charge?
I'm the captain.
Well, don't you have to have a boat to be a captain?
Stay out of this.
Okay.
Since we're on land, I think Thurston should be in charge.
Yes, I'm used to being in charge. Why, back on Wall Street, I controlled 3 banks and 19 corporations.
Back at MIT, I controlled 4 associate professors and 2,000 students.
Well, back in Hollywood, I control 2 directors and 3 producers. Well, no, not counting that one mad evening with...
Ginger, please. Maybe we should have an election to see who's in charge.
Folks, listen. I happen to have a degree in maritime law. And according to Reynolds versus the Blue Star Fishing Company, if a ship is disabled and or grounded, the captain retains command unless there's dissension among the passengers. In that case, the first mate assumes command.
Captain?
You're in charge. Let's get started on those huts right away.
The skipper's right. We should be able to build some rather decent accommodations thanks to the tool chest from the minnow and my degree in South Pacific architecture.
Mr. and Ms. Howell, aren't you going to help?
Why, of course. We'll stay here and resist mergers and hostile takeovers. Why your work is all such a bore? You're much better off in the store. Always good to be rich, but it's better to be richer, and it's best to be the richest of them all. After some deliberation, we know what makes them heroes. A bank account that ends in a lot of zeros. Others are not guilty, you see, so inhumane. We really must do something. Like him, toasting champagne. Always good to be rich. Well, has its problems for gentlemen and ladies. Rich wine with model Mercedes. Someone in my family once quoted democratic. He won't do that, I can take spot in the attic. Your daughter thinks of fellow, make sure he's not a chump. If he speaks about the fella, at least it should be true. It's good to be rich, that is better to be richer, and it's best to be the richest of them all. You look lovely tonight, my dear.
Just tonight,
Always.
just always.
And today.
You danced divinely, Thurston.
I know.
Arthur Murray.
Taught him everything he knew. Do you remember the first time we met?
The cotillion.
Seeing you was like seeing the sun come up over Fort Knox.
Oh, sweetest thing. Oh, Thurston. We're cutting a rug.
Oriental, I trust. Oh, it's good to be rich, but it's better to be richer, and it's best to be the richest of them all.
Yes, it's best to be.
Oh, it's best to be, yes, it's best to be the richest of them all. Oh, it's amazing how fast things can be built when they don't need a permit.
Let's all turn in.
I assume that we'll get the royal suite.
And the mints when someone turns down the beds?
Yes, and turn the end of the toilet tissue, fold it into little points.
Gilligan, where have you been?
Oh, I was collecting shells. Look,
Of all the stupid things to be doing.
Well, this isn't stupid at all, Skipper. Well, this one isn't a seashell, it's an artifact.
see, I'm not dumb. I collected an architect.
That's artifact, Gilligan.
Oh.
These must be from the pre-Columbian tribe that inhabited this island, must be 950 years ago. Where did you find these, Gilligan?
Oh, down by a cave by the beach.
Perhaps we can learn something important about this island in that cave.
Okay, well, in the morning, we'll check it out. Good night, Professor.
Good night.
Good night.
I can't possibly go to sleep without my... Oh, there it is. Good old Teddy.
I'll get the bottom.
Oh, that's a good choice. Good choice.
Help me.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Skipper.
Gilligan.
You slipped out of my hands. Sorry.
All right, you try the bottom. Maybe I can get in the top.
I don't know, Skipper. Okay. Okay. You okay, Skipper? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Skipper.
Good night, Gilligan.
Oh, good night, Skipper.
Gilligan! But be still, Gilligan. What in the world? Gilligan.
Oh, Skipper. I almost died. Oh.
What's happening? Let me just get in the bottom.
Oh, yes, that's good. I'll hold
Here,
it.
help. Hold it still.
I got it. Okay, that's good.
Can you get my shoes for me, please?
Oh, Skipper.
Can you pull that over? I got a little draft there. Thank you, Gilligan.
Oh, Skipper.
Now be careful.
You know, Skipper, I've been thinking.
Well, there's a first time for everything, Gilligan.
Oh, no, I mean it. All the people on the boat from different places, but they're all very nice. Mr. and Mrs. Howell are very rich, and they're very nice. They act just like everybody else. Just goes to show you that rich people are just poor people with money.
Gilligan, please stop talking and go to sleep.
You know who else is nice? Ginger. She's a genuine Hollywood movie star. And she acts just like a real person. My father always told me that everybody pretty much looks the same if you think about them in their underwear. I think about Ginger and her underwear. Believe me, my father was wrong.
Gilligan, go to sleep.
No, sorry, Skipper. Professor's nice too.
Gilligan.
He is so smart. He's got degrees in things they haven't even invented yet. Me, I never went to college. Do you know what stopped me?
High school. Now go to sleep.
Okay, Skipper. But if I had to pick the nicest one of all, you know who that would be?
Mary Ann.
Well, how'd you guess, Skipper?
She's the only one left, you bird brain.
Oh. Well, no, I could have picked you, Skipper.
Was that what you were going to say, little buddy?
No, but I could have picked you.
As the sun sets over the hill, and we catch our first sight of the moon, all the palm trees will be swaying soon to our island's lullaby. Means good night in Hawaii. Our island's lullaby. The scent of jasmine rises in the air. Evening shadows settle everywhere. The world around us gently seems to share our island lullaby. Means good night in Hawaii. Our island lullaby. Means good night in Hawaii. Our island lullaby.
Alert! Interplanetary patrol to Astrobase. I am over that tiny uninhabited island we have visited in the past. There are now new inhabitants. Gilligan, the skipper, too. The millionaire and his wife. The movie star, the professor, and Mary Ann. We must begin observations at once. That is all.
This must be the cave Gilligan found.
I'm glad you're with me, Skipper. I don't like creepy places, and caves are really creepy places.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Bats live in caves, right, Professor?
Right?
And bats are vampires, and they land on your neck, and they suck out all your blood. And if a bat bit me, I'd become a vampire. I'd grow pointy teeth, and I'd bite other people, and I'd suck out all their blood. And then they would bite other people.
Gilligan,
Suck out all their blood.
stop all this nonsense about bats on your neck. Bats!
Oh, no, Skipper. I just wanted to warn you about the stalactites and stalagmites.
Oh, what are those, Skipper?
Well, Gilligan, stalactites are just like stalagmites, only they're a little tighter.
They're rock formations, Gilligan. Stalagmites come from the floor. Stalactites come from the ceiling. And they're very unusual.
Speaking of unusual, Professor, look at these drawings.
Do you know what this means?
Sure. There aren't any museums.
No. These drawings carved on the wall are hieroglyphics, pictorial representations of past civilizations. The natives used these drawings to tell their stories. Those primitive tribes had no alphabet.
We're lucky. Without an alphabet, I would have passed English.
Professor, can these drawings help get us off this island?
They might. You know, I happen to have a book back in my hut that translates hieroglyphics into English.
Oh boy, I've always wanted to know about these
Glyphics, Gilligan.
I'll go get the book. What's the name of the book?
It's called Hieroglyphics Fun with Graffiti.
Okay, how do you spell that?
Hieroglyphics. Gilligan, it's easy to spell words if you just break them down into their components.
They're what?
Components.
Well, how do you spell that?
Components. They're merely a function of phonetics. Phonetics.
Professor, we're just wanting to know if these hieroglyphics can help us get off this island.
And I'm just trying to learn how to spell
Glyphics, Gilligan.
Okay.
Listen. H-I.
That spells high.
Now repeat after me. H-I-E.
H-I-E. H-I-E.
That's it, little buddy. C.
H-I-E-R-O.
Gee, Professor, I don't know.
Come on, Gilligan, take it slow.
H-I-E-R-O.
H-I-E-I-O. H-I-E-Z.
No.
H-I-E-R-O.
Way to go, Gilligan, way to go.
Oh, thanks, Professor. That was fun.
Now, hold on, Gilligan. We're not done. G-L-Y-P-H.
G-L-Y-P-H. G-L-Y-P-H. I see.
That's it, Gilligan, I see.
Well, of course you see, Skipper, but what about me?
No, that's how it's spelled, I see.
Listen carefully. H-I-E-R-O. G-L-Y-P-H-I-C.
H-I-E-R-O. G-L-Y-P-H-I-C.
Hey, little buddy, now that's terrific. You just spelled hieroglyphic.
I just spelled hieroglyphic. Just one thing, Professor. I forgot what it means.
Pictorial representations of prior civilizations.
Huh?
Old drawings on the wall.
Old drawings, this and all.
Old drawings on the wall. Old drawings, that is all.
Pictorial representations of prior civilizations. 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 H-I-E-R-O. G-L-Y-P-H-I-C.
What's that, Gilligan?
Oh, it's a book on
Glyphics, Gilligan.
H-I-E-R-O. G-L-Y-P-H-I-C. S.
I didn't know you knew how to spell hieroglyphics.
I didn't know it either.
I'm impressed with you, Gilligan.
Thanks. Mary Ann, I just wanted to tell you something.
What is it, Gilligan? What's that?
I think Mary Ann is a nice name
Thanks.
for a girl.
Well, that's what I am, a girl.
Yeah, I noticed that right away.
I think Gilligan's a nice name.
Oh, Gilligan sounds so much nicer when you say it. When the skipper says it, it's always Gilligan. Oh.
Gilligan, do you believe in fate?
Oh, yeah, I believe in fate, luck, and superstition. Oh, like my lucky rabbit's foot. It's so lucky. I just.
No, I mean fate. Like, do you think there's a reason we were shipwrecked on the same island?
Oh yes, we were on the same boat.
No, I mean, you could have been shipwrecked with any girl, and I could have been shipwrecked with any guy. But we were shipwrecked together, you and me.
This is the best shipwreck I've ever had.
That's really sweet. Gilligan, I think you're really shy.
Oh, what, me shy? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Marianne. See you later, Gilligan.
Oh, bye. Bye, Marianne. And though this may not be Club Med, I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy. I don't know why. I'm just a lucky guy. I ain't got $1,000,000, but there's nothing to buy. I'm a star, but I got the stars in the sky. Just a lucky guy. I'm not the smartest guy I've met, and there are braver men I met. I could have been handsomer, and yet I'm a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy. Don't know why. I'm not great with girls who get shy. I forget how to speak. Take one look and my knees they get kind of weak. I'm a lucky guy. Coconuts to spare. I've got friends who really care. Yes, I'm a lucky guy. Though there's something you know, I will again sure as my name is Billy Gilligan. Still, I know I'm a lucky guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah! I just poked my eye. I'm a lucky guy. I'm just a lucky guy. I'm a lucky guy. Ah! Help! Help!
Gilligan! Gilligan!
Gilligan?
Gilligan!
Oh, Skipper! Gilligan fell into the quicksand. Quick! Oh, pull him! Oh.
No! Can't you even watch where you're walking? This is the stupidest thing you ever did.
On the contrary, Skipper, this may be one of the smartest things Gilligan's ever done. This is not ordinary quicksand. This is silicone paradoxidol. It's very similar to fast-drying clay. We could apply this substance to the drawings in the cave and make accurate reproductions of the hieroglyphics. And by studying them out here, I'll save a lot of time.
Well, that sounds economical.
I have a degree in economics. Also, I can study them out here where it's light.
That's logical.
I have a degree in logic.
Well, that accounts for it.
I have a degree in accounting, too.
Well, way to go, little buddy. This but Gilligan looks like some kind of mummy.
Well, we'll get him out. Don't worry. This clay is very brittle. We'll crack him open like an egg.
Hold still. Oh, little buddy. I've got the fire axe from the mina somewhere.
Let's find it. Gilligan, you keep breathing. Don't let that clay clog your nose.
I always thought a desert island would be scary. So did I, but this one's just so pretty and cheerful and...
Stop, I say. Skipper, you're the law on this island. I demand that you...
Oh my. The accent.
Gilligan. Whoa.
It's Gilligan. Gilligan.
Are you okay, little buddy?
Just a little dingy.
Back to his old self.
Relax, everybody. Gilligan was accidentally encased in the quicksand over there.
Yes, we can apply that substance to the drawing in the cave walls and make accurate reproductions of the hieroglyphics.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I better get started right away. It may take all night.
Oh, man, come on.
There's quicksand over here.
Lovey, do you remember that drive I made on the 6th hole? Landed over there on the deserted western shore. You know what that means, don't you, Lovey dear? Deserted western shore?
Certainly, Thurston. Unclaimed beachfront property.
Yes.
I'm not a howl for nothing.
Let's go lay claim to Howell Harbor immediately.
After all these years, Mr. and Mrs. House still hold hands. Oh, that's really love. Oh, Marianne, you're so young, so innocent. You mean you've been in love? Hundreds of times. What's it like? Well, your heart starts to race. And you breathe in and out. Faster and faster. And you feel like you're flying through the air. I'd like to try that. Hasn't that ever happened to you? Just once, when a twister almost blew me to Nebraska. Wow, Marianne, love is the same thing, only without the twister. It must be a wonderful feeling. It really is. But what are the chances of falling in love out of here, in the middle of nowhere? Oh
Professor.
Alrighty.
Oh, here are the hieroglyphics that we made, your books, and your charts.
Fantastic. Thanks, Skipper.
You bet. So, tell me, Professor, what made you want to become a professor? Professor?
Well, my mother was a professor, and my father was a professor. My mother's father and mother were both professors, and my father's mother and father were both professors.
So, you wanted to be a professor?
No. I wanted to play the accordion, but you know the old saying, parva sed apto anundo. Parva sed apto anundo.
Yes, that's what they say, all right. Anything else that we can get for you?
Oh, yes, I could use a good differential micrometer.
Yeah, we could all use one of those.
He may be a professor, but I bet I can teach him a few things. From the beginning of history, man's had an interest in anatomy. And when that anatomy belongs to me, it's a natural phenomenon. Since the first cave woman wiggled her hips and Helen of Troy, well, she sank all those ships. There's been one subject that your textbooks see. It's a natural phenomenon. It took Ben Franklin a kite and a key to figure out the secret of electricity. But if you're wondering about the sparks between you and me, I think you better study chemistry. Science can predict when and where it will rain, or split an atom off of a molecular chain. There's one thing that they still can't explain. Tarzan went a leap over Jane. So come on, let's explore this mystery and take a lesson out of history. Like Cleopatra said to Mark Antony, it's a natural phenomenon. You bet your asp. A natural phenomenon. Here, help me with this glass. It's a natural phenomenon.
Oh, everybody quick, come out here!
What about me?
Oh, please stay. You should hear this too.
What is it, Professor? What is it?
I deciphered the legend of the hieroglyphics. Do you want to have a seat?
Let's get the orchestra seats.
The good ones. The drawings in the cave told the story of a strange legend in which this island was once part of a small group of islands, the rest of which have since disappeared into the ocean.
That's precisely why I unload oceanfront property just as soon as I've made a profit. Why, one time, you remember this, Lovey. One time I bought some lots in Coral Gables.
Mr. Howell, please. The professor's trying to tell us about the hieroglyphics.
Lovey, the skipper interrupted me.
Oh, there, dear. Skipper, promise you won't do that again.
But Mrs. Howell,
Promise.
I promise.
Make sure you cross your heart.
Gilligan!
Cross your heart.
And kiss your pinky.
Good boy. It's okay.
The legend, Professor. The legend.
800 years ago, on this island, there lived a tribe that left a strange message. A message written in hieroglyphics, and it goes like this. One day the skies opened wide, and the wind blew loud as thunder. Creatures came down from the sky as the clouds were split asunder. They traveled in a chariot from the heavens with rays of light and a mighty roar. And right here on this island, here on this island shore. You can hold my hand, loving shore. You can hold my hand, loving.
Listen, I'm not frightened.
No, but I am. People on the island beheld the chariot, and they ran to hide. Some of them froze and fell to their knees. They were so terrified. They were so terrified.
Gilligan, what's the matter?
I'm terrified.
Gilligan, that was 800 years ago.
Well, what's around it? I have to be terrified now.
Go ahead, Professor.
Then from the chariot, from the heavens, strange creatures began emerging, and to appease them the natives prepared to sacrifice a virgin.
Oh, sacrifice a virgin? Sorry, dear
The leader warned the natives of powers of above, and in watching the people on earth, like the people on earth, they've been growing more warlike. They must change their ways. He said, change your ways, or you are doomed. Change your ways, or you are doomed. Or we'll come back, destroy the earth. Yeah, that's all.
You mean creatures from the sky came down in a chariot and said they were going to come back to the earth and blow it all up, and we're all going to be killed? We're all going to be killed!
Gilligan!
Oh, and there were lights flashing, and there were people on their knees.
And
We're all going to be killed! They're going to blow us all up!
can't we vote him off the island?
Gilligan, the professor said it was just a legend. A lot of native nonsense.
Oh, no, hold on, Skipper. It may be a legend, but there's always a scientific basis for these legends. For example, the heavens opening and the winds blowing was undoubtedly a hurricane.
Well, what about the creatures coming down from the sky?
Well, perhaps there was a hostile tribe of natives on a nearby island that attacked from a hill, and they were swinging down on vines and wearing grotesque masks, carrying torches and screaming. Therefore, the natives here thought that they were creatures from the sky.
See, Gilligan?
Oh, once I was in a science fiction movie called Au revoir Paris. This huge alien landed in Paris. He gobbled up the Arc de Triomphe, swallowed the Louvre, ate the left bank, the right bank, chewed up all the French people, washed them down with the Seine River, and used the Eiffel Tower as a toothpick.
You see? You see?
Gilligan, that was just a movie. I believe there are logical explanations for unexplained mysteries. Mysteries like the odd rock formations at Stonehenge, the furrows in the ground at Machu Picchu, or, hey, what about those giant statues on Easter Island and the Loch Ness Monster?
Well, how do you account for those things? You know, like the statues on Easter Island or the Loch Ness Monster?
There are scientific explanations. I don't happen to believe in the supernatural.
Neither do I, Professor. I don't believe in anything that doesn't pay a dividend.
However, as a scientist, I am obligated to continue my investigation. There are additional hieroglyphics on the other side of the cave. Perhaps I can learn more.
Don't do it! The more you learn, the more I get terrified.
Gilligan, maybe the professor will learn some good news in the morning. Let's all turn in.
Imagine Gilligan believing in all that fiddle-faddle.
Oh, how childish.
Isn't that right, Teddy dear?
Oh, Skipper. Skipper, I'm too scared. I can't go to sleep.
Gilligan,
I can't.
my shoes.
Oh, do I have to? Skipper, I just can't go to sleep. I'm so scared.
Thank you, Gilligan.
I keep thinking about the creature from the sky and the Easter bunny and the lox and eggs monster.
Gilligan, the professor said those were just legends, native nonsense.
Oh, but I still can't go to sleep. What do you do when you can't get to sleep, Skipper?
Well, I think about all the girls I left behind.
Oh, great idea. I think about all the girls you left behind, too.
Gilligan, those were my girls. You got to get your own girls.
Oh.
Now go to sleep, and that's an order.
Aye, Skipper. But I still can't sleep. I can't sleep. I'm so scared. I read my comic book about little green men from another planet.
Gilligan, that's all in your head. Just say, I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of anything.
I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of anything. I'm not scared of anything. Why should I be? I've got my lucky rabbit's foot and a four-leaf clover. The fortune cookie said that all the bad stuff was over. All my worries have simply disappeared. Hey, I forgot. What was it that I feared? And I ain't afraid of nothing. So bring on the little green men. I ain't afraid of ghosts or goblins and monsters under the bed. Bring on the little green men. There's nothing hiding in the closet. It's all in my head. Bring on the little green men. I ain't afraid of goblins, ghosts, or monsters under the bed. Bring on the little green men. There's nothing hiding in the closet. Round the corner, nothing lurking in the shadows. It's all in my head. Who are you? I am from another planet. What do you want? I have come to give you a message. Why me?
Tell everyone, change your ways or you are.
What does that mean?
Change your ways or you're doomed!
What way?
That is all!
Professor!
Oh, Gilligan! This is very important.
Change your ways or you are doomed.
What are you talking about, Gilligan?
That is all. Danger! There he is! Change your ways or you are doomed. That is all. Skipper! Skipper!
Gilligan!
Oh, no, Skipper. Change your ways or you are doomed.
Not that again.
That is all.
This is crazy.
$1,800,681.
$1,600,083.
$1,800,000.
Change your ways or you are doomed. That is all.
I'd rather be doomed.
You destroyed my experiment! You almost killed me!
You made us lose time.
Explain
I
yourself!
saw one of them.
What?
A creature from the sky.
Not that again!
I did. now.
Gilligan, this is the craziest thing you ever made up.
I didn't make it up, Skipper. He was real. He was really big and real scary.
Why don't you get lost?
I am lost. We're all lost. Don't you remember?
Your creature from the sky? Your imaginary creature?
He wasn't imaginary. He was real.
Well, then why don't you go find him and bring him back?
Okay, I will.
Skipper, I have never known Gilligan to lie. Maybe he's clumsy sometimes, but he's always honest, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Mary Ann, some of that is probably true. But that creature from the sky is just a Gilligan nightmare.
On the contrary, Skipper, Gilligan was just telling the truth as he believes it. A nightmare is quite real to the person who has it.
I once dreamed that I forgot the number to my Swiss bank account.
Oh, Thurston, that must have been terrible.
Oh,
What was that account number?
nice try, Lovey.
Listen, everybody, big news. Big heads and big faces.
And big deal. I suppose you found your creature from the sky.
Oh, no. I found imaginary big heads, except they were real. I saw them from the top of the hill. They're on the other side of the island. Come and see. This is very, very important. Come on and see.
Oh. Oh, this is very, very important, Gilligan. These statues must have been carved that look like the inhabitants of the island.
My home.
The creature from the sky. The creature from the sky.
Well, whoever did carve them may have left some information on these statues.
Gilligan, get up there and take a look.
Ooh. I don't like the looks of these statues.
Start climbing.
You start climbing.
It's an order.
Okay, aye, sir.
Gilligan.
Maybe I better go, Skipper. If there were a message out there, it would be in hieroglyphics which Gilligan might not understand.
Yeah, boost.
Oh, here. Look. But this is incredible. Oh. This is absolutely incredible.
What'd you learn about the statues?
Nothing! But I did learn something far more important. I feel a strange movement in the air, an upward velocity and subsequent condensation, which indicates prolonged contact with cold water at the middle latitudes, which rapidly decay due to the counterclockwise centrifugal force.
Does the university pay you by the syllable, Professor?
What does all of that mean, Professor?
A Boca Grande is fast approaching.
Oh, that's great. Or that's terrible.
Gilligan, a Boca Grande. It's a hurricane.
It's indigenous to the South Pacific, and this one is heading right toward the side of the island.
How bad could it be?
Well, let me put it this way. This storm that marooned us here on this island will be a sneeze compared to this Boca Grande.
I hate to use this word, Professor, but does that mean we're going to D-I-E?
Did he spell die? We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
No, we're not. No, we're Gilligan.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant taste of death but once. Of all the wonders I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. Act 2, Scene 2, Julius Caesar. Shakespeare. William Shakespeare.
Oh.
What do we do?
Well, weigh down the paper money, the gold bullion, it will stand firm.
Oh, no. Oh, what do we do?
Call the emergency operator?
Oh boy. Professor! Oh, what do we do?
Tie yourself to something really solid.
Okay. Oh, here.
Not to me, Gilligan, to the statue.
Oh, he said something solid!
To the statue.
Oh!
Get ready, everybody. Here comes the vocal grande.
Though winds may blow, stand your ground and be strong. Though winds may blow, faith will guide you along. With heads held high, challenge the sky. Against all odds you'll get by. Though winds may blow, though winds may blow, don't be afraid of the gale. Though winds may blow, a more powerful force will prevail. With heads held high, challenge the sky. Against all odds you'll get by. Though winds may blow, though winds may blow, the hours all your waves. Though winds may blow, it's not as bad as it seems. With heads held high, challenge the sky. Against all odds you'll get by.
Gilligan.
Gilligan? Gilligan?
What a mess. Has anybody seen Gilligan?
Well, the hut's is still standing.
If my construction workers could build things this well, I'd be richer than I am.
Darling, you are richer than you are.
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten that.
Who cares about the huts? Where's my little buddy?
Oh, I didn't see him anywhere, but I found this.
Oh, little buddy.
He was more than a man. He was an inspiration as he toiled to help each of us. He was not merely a man of incredible creativity. He had an insatiable appetite for life, an undeniable hunger for everything he held dear. We cannot let his passing go unnoticed, nor ignore his contribution to our society. Let us try to remember him as a man who fought a good fight. Act 2, Scene 4. The Life of Emile Zola by Howard W. Tribling.
We're all safe, but it doesn't mean anything with my little buddy gone.
Could have said I really like you. I could have said you are my friend. I always thought I had another chance and I'd be seeing you again. I could have said you're always thoughtful. I could have said you're very kind. Sometimes
Gilligan!
It's
Gilligan!
Gilligan!
What?
We thought you were dead.
That was so beautiful. I almost wish I was.
I'm so glad you're alive, little buddy.
Oh, well, me too.
We're glad you're all right, too, Gilligan.
Thanks, Miss Howell.
Here, here. Here, here.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're alive. I think I'm going to give you a kiss.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Ginger.
Now I'm going to give you a kiss.
Oh.
I bet you've never been kissed like that before.
Just once when I got my lips caught in a vacuum cleaner.
Gilligan, I hate to ask it, but how did you get your lips hung in a vacuum cleaner?
Well, I was just a little boy and I was playing with the ball on the floor and it rolled underneath the chair and my mother was vacuuming and I got down on the floor to get the ball. She didn't see me and I guess my lips got a little too close.
Gilligan, it's enough.
Well, you asked.
Be that as it may, that certainly was a terrible storm, Skipper.
Well, maybe we made it through the storm, but we're all gonna die anyway.
No, wait a minute. We didn't die in the hurricane. What makes you think we're going to die now?
Oh, the legend the professor told us. First there's the hurricane, and now the creatures from the sky are gonna come down and get us. They're gonna eat us like hamburger.
A owl turned into a hamburger? Never.
A fillet, perhaps.
Yes.
Well, I don't intend to be a hamburger either. Even though I do have lovely buns.
Gilligan, just because the natives recorded those events on the hieroglyphics doesn't make it a prediction.
No, but it might be.
Gilligan, look on the bright side.
I did.
And
It's bad there too.
nothing is going to happen to us.
But I'm still afraid.
Well, you're simply suffering from a phobia.
No, I'm not. I'm just afraid.
Just say to yourself, there's no such thing as creatures from the sky. There's no such thing as creatures from the sky.
There's no such thing as creatures from the sky. There's no such thing as creatures from the sky. Except for the one that I saw. He was really big and real scary. And he said, change your
Gilligan.
ways or you are doomed.
Gilligan, just forget about it. Go look for shells. That's an order.
Okay. Aye, aye, Skipper.
Hey, everybody. I found the radio.
Oh, good.
It's almost time for the financial report. Turn it on.
Because of its missing CEO, house stock continues to tumble.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Hey, everybody. Look at these great shells I found.
They're beautiful.
This one, I think it's broken. You can't really hear anything.
That's because it's not even a shell. It's worthless.
On the contrary, Skipper, Gilligan may have found something of value. Very valuable indeed.
Then I own it. I laid claim to the entire area.
Yes, Howell Harbor.
Yes, you remember.
This looks like a flange from a launching pad of an AXII.
I found this in the lagoon, too, Professor.
Part of a nose cone assembly. You know, I seem to recall of experiments in rocket flight toward the end of World War II in this area of the Pacific.
Big deal. What good are a couple of pieces of a busted up old rocket?
I found a whole lot of other pieces in the lagoon, too, Professor.
The hurricane must have stirred up the sand at the bottom of the lagoon and uncovered these pieces. Gilligan, you may have made a very valuable and useful discovery.
I'm really proud of you, Gilligan. I'm proud of you too, Gilligan.
Ginger. You got that vacuum beat by a mile.
If we can find the other pieces, perhaps I can put them together and make a rocket and launch it with a message in it.
Oh, Thurston, then we'd be rescued.
Oh, well, let's go look in the lagoon for more pieces. But I don't have a bathing suit. Neither do I. Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
Building a rocket looks pretty complicated. It looked much easier when you drew it on these palm leaves.
Well, I admit it's a challenge, but we just have to follow these plans and use the glue that you're stirring to cement all these pieces of the rocket together.
Listen, everyone. While you were fishing those rocket parts out of the lagoon, we had a most extraordinary experience.
Yes, we found a pearl in an oyster.
The little Dickens must have swallowed it.
Mr. Howell, that's where pearls come from. Oysters.
Nonsense. They come from little black boxes from Cartier.
Yeah.
And sometimes from producers thanking you for the, audition? I guess that's possible.
Can we get back to work, please?
Professor, I really don't think that 6 people and one movie star can build a rocket.
Got a point there, Ginger.
We can if we all work together.
You have a point there, Professor.
Well, at the Pentagon, it takes thousands of people and billions of dollars.
You have a point there, Mr. Howell.
Besides, the Howells don't do manual labor.
You have a point there, Mrs. Howell.
Everybody can't have a point, Gilligan.
Well, you have a point there, Skipper.
Thurston, while these people are doing whatever it is they're doing, let's go open some more oysters.
Yes. Perhaps we'll find a Rolex.
Hold it right there. If we're ever going to get off this island, we've all got to work together.
All? As in all?
Let's stick together. We got a job to do. And arguing like this will never see it through. Instead of this debate, let's collaborate.
Mary Ann's got a point there, too.
Let's stick together, we got a job to do, and if we all pitch in, we will see it through.
Stick together, this time is all for one.
And one for all, the only way we'll get it done.
Together, we'll do our bit. We can make the pieces of the puzzle fit. Together, this won't wait.
So let's cooperate.
Professor, how can this glue possibly hold together a rocket?
Well, it's an incredibly strong formula, Skipper. I tap some rubber trees and boil the sap with the methyl ethyl from the first aid kit and the ketone from Mrs. Howe's nail polish remover. Not to mention the elastic from Ginger's unmentionables. Mary Ann's been stirring the whole mixture, and it's as powerful an epoxy as anybody can possibly make.
We're stuck together. We got a job to do. But how can we do it if we're stuck with glue? We're stuck together. This time it's all for one. And all for us, the only way we'll get it done.
Folks, good news. Even though this is the strongest cement in the world, it only lasts for 10 hours.
10 hours? What if I have to go to the...
Gilligan, you won't. And that's an order.
And in local news, this is the 135th day of the search for the tiny SS Minnow. With his crew, Mr. and Miss Thurston Howe, movie star Ginger Grant, and the rest.
The rest? The rest? We have names, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rocket is ready to blast off. Now, Sir Problem? There are some thanks in order here. First of all, for us to recreate the semiconductors for the electrical system, we used the gold from the house's jewelry.
It was our pleasure.
Speak for yourself.
And our special thanks to Skipper and Gilligan for the tablets of the hieroglyphics, which enabled us to determine our precise location. A message in the nose of the rocket will inform potential rescuers of our latitude and, even more importantly, our longitude.
Professor, that is for your latitude, and this is for your longitude.
I hate to interrupt, Professor, but if this thing does get off the ground, I trust it's going to land somewhere where somebody can help us.
Yes, I've aimed it and pointed it at Washington, D.C.
Oh, it won't hit anybody, will it?
No, don't worry. It'll land in an area where it will do no harm.
He's talking about Congress.
Now here's the message we're planning on putting in the rocket. To whom it may concern. This message is going to be from the passengers and crew of the SS Minnow. We're marooned on a small desert island, latitude 157, 1535, latitude 20, 1822. Signed respectfully, the passengers and crew of the SS Minnow. Does anyone have anything else to add to it?
Oh, yes. Ask whoever does find the rocket to call my stockbroker. The warden will put the call right through.
Oh, tell them to call my agent. It's almost time for theater season.
At a time like this, who cares about the theater system?
Who cares about the theater? Who doesn't care about the theater? The theater's in box seats and orchestra pits. The theater isn't will call or the loge or two on the aisle or standing room only. A theater is a place where artists roam free. A place where tragedy will tear your guts into tiny pieces and comedy will make you laugh until your sides ache. The theater is life. Theater is passion. As an actress who has performed everywhere and anywhere, I say, thank God there is theater, and thank God there is an audience. I Left My Heart on Broadway, a screenplay by Clifford Anderson, a 20th Century Fox release.
Okay. Thank you, Ginger. Look, we've all got to pitch in here. Gilligan, while I man the bicycle, you get the message, put it in the nose cone.
Sorry, I left it back there. Okay, we're counting on you to get this motor up to speed to launch the rocket, Skipper.
Yeah, right, Professor.
60. 60.
How high do I have to get it?
940.
I don't know if I can get it up that high.
80.
Oh, sounds like a job for Ginger.
110. 460. 570. 780. 940. 960. You
We're finally going to get saved.
Oh, first and rescue! I haven't been this excited since the last time.
The last time what?
The last time?
Goodbye, it's been fun.
Goodbye, our time is done. We've had our moments in the
cheerio.
Goodbye, island. Goodbye, island. Goodbye. Goodbye, island. Goodbye. Goodbye, island. Goodbye. Goodbye, island. Goodbye. Goodbye, island. Goodbye, island.
Are you okay, Gilligan?
I am now, Marianne. Ooh. Well, Marianne, it looks like we're going to be rescued.
You know, we may never see each other again.
I know.
And well, we've been on this island for a long time, and there's some things I've never told you.
Oh, there's some things I haven't told you either.
Like what?
Well, take care, Marianne.
You too, Gilligan.
Okay. What? I could have said I really like you.
I could have said you were my friend.
I always thought I'd have another chance, and I'd be seeing you again.
I could have said you're always thoughtful.
I could have said you are so kind. Sometimes the words that you were looking for are the hardest words to find. Things I could have said, things I should have said, trapped inside my heart, they echo in my head. Things I never said.
Oh, Gilligan!
Mr. and Mrs. Howe! Ginger, Skipper, Gilligan and Marianne! Gilligan and Marianne?
What is it, Professor?
Well, something strange is happening. I'm afraid there's a problem with the rocket.
Oh, no.
I've been tracking the rocket's movement, and it's not on course. Gilligan, when you put the message in the nose of the rocket, did you touch anything else?
Only when I put the other message in.
What other message?
Change your ways or you are doomed. That is all.
Why'd you do that?
Well, the creature from the sky told me to tell everyone.
You and your creature from the sky.
Gilligan, when you added the other message, did you happen to move that bolt with the arrow on it?
I had to, so I could put the other message in.
That arrow was the directional geostat. It was aimed at Washington, D.C.
Which way is it pointed now?
Well, it's kinda that way.
Well, do you know what this means?
What?
Run for your life!
Gilligan!
What the no? Professor, you can say anything you want to Gilligan.
Gilligan? In loco ciatato purgatorium!
Professor, I took Latin in school.
Sorry, Marianne.
Gilligan, you are out of my will.
But darling, he was never in your will.
Well, then I'll put him in and then I'll take him out of my will.
Oh, Ginger, I'm so sorry.
Fade out. The end. Roll credits.
a PhD from MIT and a master's from Yale University, a doctorate in physiology, and 2 MDs with specialties. I speak fluent French and Japanese, Hottentot, Portuguese, Swahili, and Latin and Cantonese. No benefit derives from these. What good is education if it doesn't end our isolation? I've studied every culture from ancient Greece to Thailand. Why can't I get 7 people off an island? Astrology, biology, psychology, zoology, my knowledge of theologies requires no apologies. Plato, Homer, Socrates, Pythagoras, and Sophocles, Virgil, Plutarch, Aristotle, I'm about to hit the bottle! I've studied our position from every angle. It remains a Gordian knot I can't untangle. Squaring each hypotenuse, geometry provides no clue. Of 0 value here to us is differential calculus. What good is education? What if we rescue ends in aggravation? I don't care how we get off, by air or sea or by land. Why can't I get 7 people off an island? Consulting Einstein, Darwin, Newton, scientists who are astute, theories understood by few, which makes me doubt my own IQ. Tried every known experiment to help with our predicament. Each element and I'm able from the periodic table. Reviewing the explorers who've gone out in groups or solo. Columbus, Magellan, Marco Polo. I've deduced our situation. Hopeless and in all frustration. Knowledge can, to my chagrin, remedy the mess we're in. What good is education? So what if I know every constellation? I can chart the Milky Way and navigate the Nile. And yet, why can't I get 7 people off an island?
You are the smartest man I've ever met. I hate to see you so upset. And though we've not been rescued yet, I know you'll get 7 people off this island.
From the beginning, I apologize. I didn't notice, didn't realize. There's so much more to you than meets the eye. It's a natural phenomenon.
Thurston, do you think the professor will ever get us off this island?
Why, of course, my dear.
But I mean, howl to howl. Do you really believe it?
Egad, woman, you've nailed me to the wall. I mean, in public we must always be brave. But howl to howl? I believe we may be marooned here forever.
Oh, Thurston.
Till then, we must keep a stiff upper lip.
Must we? It causes wrinkles.
Nothing could mar your beauty, my dear. Days only have 24 hours. Years have a way of slipping by. But if I only have one lifetime, I'll spend my time with you.
Fairy tales have a happy ending. True life may not always be kind. And if I only have one lifetime, I'll spend my time with you.
what the future holds, we don't know. But I know if I have my way in this lifetime, my time with you.
I'll spend my
Time with I think I just did.
Skipper, do something.
Professor, do something!
Our Father who art in heaven!
Aren't you going to kill us?
Of course not.
The alien person didn't kill us. The creature from the sky is very nice.
Why would I go to the trouble to kill this little group when we've come back to destroy the entire Earth?
Well, look, whoever you are, I'm the captain, and I demand an explanation.
Oh,
If you don't mind.
Threats do not frighten me, Skipper.
Officials from our galaxy have been undertaking these journeys to Earth for centuries. We have become increasingly alarmed at the manner in which your countries make war upon one another. Your new weapons of destruction threaten the peace of the entire universe. Our only hope, our only defense of the solar system is to
Destroy the Earth!
Your Majesty ship. The Howls are very rich indeed. Perhaps we could change your view with a little coin of the realm, so to speak.
Money means nothing to the citizens of our planet. Barbarians!
Oh, okay. I have an idea. Hi. What about one of my coconut cream pies? They're out of this world. He likes it? Oh, they're good.
Yes, and highly caloric.
Oh, dear.
Marianne.
Well, I'm the professor, and I'm sure I can win you over with logic and reason.
The logic and reasons of earthlings.
It's inside you, says the air in outer space.
Okay. Oh, Ginger, be careful.
Do it.
Whatever it takes, Ginger. I'll get it.
No matter what planet you come from, I'm sure we can negotiate. I'll scratch your back and you can scratch whatever you want.
I did not come all this way for hoochie coochie.
We have traveled to this island many years ago, just as we visited Stonehenge and Machu Picchu. Now we discovered a simple people living a peaceful life. Just like the people from my planet. We've all learned to live together. Though we are different, but we've learned to all get along. Now your tiny little island has ignored our warning and launched a rocket. It is too bad. But we must destroy the Earth in order to save the universe.
Now, hold on a minute. Our rocket didn't have an explosive in it.
Oh, no, alien person, we were just trying to get rescued. And I did just what you told me to. I gave everybody your message. Change your ways or you are doomed. That is all. I even put that message in the rocket.
You did?
I did, because the skipper told us all to help. He was in charge of the blast-off, and the professor, he drew up all the plans for the rocket, and Ginger and Marianne, well, they swam in the lagoon and got all the pieces out. And then we had Mrs. Howell. She gave all the nail polish for the glue, and, well, Mr. Howell, he just kind of supervised us all. But we all worked together, and we all had our jobs, and we got the whole
Gilligan.
job done. I didn't mean to. Yeah, we have to help him.
No, Gilligan's right. Regardless of the creature's intentions, we can't let him die. Quick, come here.
Big son of a gun, isn't he?
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I am, and you proved something to me, Gilligan. You all worked together to save me just as you worked together on this island. Perhaps there's hope for you Earthlings yet. I shall go back to my home planet and ask the Trilateral Commission to give the Earth another chance.
Goodness. You did it, Gilligan.
Oh, yeah?
You saved the whole world.
Oh, it was nothing.
When we first met, we were world apart. We were strangers at the start.
With problems all around, soon we found we could stand together here on common ground.
The world is an island floating in space, and we all are
stranded here on this island. We just want to get back to Honolulu.
That is no problem. This is a transponder. Just program the coordinates to Honolulu and it will beam you there.